Climate crisis is not a future threat. It is threatening the livelihoods of communities in the low and middle income countries. TAD Foundation, a Ugandan organization, is championing youth contribution into the just transition conversation with an intention of empowering them to shape a brighter tomorrow.
And it says, when I first heard about climate change, I was filled with fear and rage, pointing at each and every cause and mostly disappointed in humanity. How could we be so greedy and selfish? But as
This is
I
Grace Ninsima, a climate change champion, author and member of the Little Earth Soldiers. At 8 years, Ninsima is already in the front line, championing the just transition agenda and encouraging children to take keen interest in climate change issues.
And this book was meant mostly to teach children and also adults, because I believed that climate change is not only for the elites. And I got support from my fellow Little Earth soldiers, like the one who was here. Yeah, my fellow Little Earth soldiers and my parents support, people who fund, yeah.
She's among the participants at the Just Transition Summit in Kampala, organized by TAD Foundation. The summit seeks to empower youth to take action and join the accelerating journey of building a sustainable and equitable world.
We believe in the power of young people. Like my friend has said before, Greta, no one is too small to make a difference. And we obviously saw that when she started striking for the climate. I was personally inspired by her to start striking as well. So we saw that, how one action has been able to inspire so many young people across the world. So we should believe that even what we are doing now has a lot of power to inspire so many people. We should have, the faith in our own actions that what we do is able to transform the lives of so many people.
When you look at the United Nations itself, how it is structured, for example, the Office of the Youth Envoy of the United Nations, so it has a program on climate change. But you don't even find Africans, so African inclusion in most of those decision-making platforms. So Africans are not so much included, so we are always excluded. So it is that we African youth, we have no option because we don't control these global systems. But we have to do everything we can to see that we sensitize our fellow youth, we sensitize our public.
Just transition is a powerful concept that lies at the heart of tackling climate change while promoting social equality.
That countries like Uganda need to focus on less polluting development agenda. However, this is not sufficient to think that low developed countries should not necessarily pollute without addressing the key ills of what other global economies have depended on to thrive. And therefore, as we have this just transition conversation, our partners should be very serious about availing facilities to fund adaptation, but also to reparatively contribute to loss and damage.
As the world strives to transition to a low-carbon economy, there is an appeal for youths to be involved in the conversations and their pertinent views captured. So for a country like Uganda that has pegged its social and economic development on the natural resource, oil and gas, that we are yet to sell or provide in the international market, what does the just transition discussion mean to us? And how fast should we transition?
So one key partner to a just transition is really community engagement, and this calls for transparency. As we aspire to extract these resources that we have as a country, primary responsibility for government and key stakeholders in this space is to be transparent, make all agreements available, get as much input from the local populations that are going to be directly affected by these extractive processes that we carry out as we power our economy, as we ensure that our development thrives.
community engagement is essential for a successful transition from fossil fuels and the overdependence on the use of biomass fuels in a developing economy like Uganda. Dennis Igoa for the Business Roundup.